Hello everyone. In our last lecture, we started studying about ETL. So, what is an ETL? ETL is a process of extracting data from different source systems so that we can actually bring that data inside our data warehouse. And in between bringing the data from source system to the data warehouse, we actually uh, do different things to actually bring the data in a form that is consistent for the data warehouse. So inside ETL, three cycles, or let's say three stages are there. First, we extract the data from the systems. Then we transform the data in a format that can be actually manipulated by data warehouse. Then we load the data inside the data warehouse. So in order to perform these three operations, there are different sub operations that are involved inside each operation. So we were discussing about extraction process design. And what is an extraction process? An extraction process is actually that we bring how we can actually extract the data from different source systems. So there are different strategies we discussed about actually two strategies: logical extraction and physical extraction. Actually, we only discuss about logical extraction and different types available inside the logical extraction. Let's go into more detail what is a logical extraction. So if we uh, let's say, so there is a full extraction available inside logical extraction and incremental extraction. So again, what is full extraction? Again, I'll already discussed that we actually pick the data, all the data from the source system, and we bring the data inside our data staging area. So again, what the slide is saying is that the data extracted completely from the source system. We do not keep track of any changes. We actually pick all the data from the last extraction, let's say. So we pick all the data inside the source system. So again, no need to keep track of changes from the last extraction. Let's say we had extracted data yesterday from the source system, and we extracted data today at 7 p.m. from the source system. From the 7 p.m. Yesterday to the 7 p.m. today, the data that actually was brought inside the source system in that time period, we pick all the data from the source system. We do not uh, take a look at that how which data was changed since the last extraction we extracted the data. We actually pick all the data from the source system, and we bring that data inside our data staging area. So again, source data is made available into the data staging area as it is that is available inside the source system. So inside full extraction, we actually pick all the data from the source system, and we bring that data inside the data staging area. Now if we talk about incremental extraction, so data extracted after a well-defined point even in time. Let's say our strategy of the data warehouse is that we actually pick the data from source systems after a week, and after a week, if after that week we pick the data that was brought inside that week, and we also pick the data that was actually updated in the last extraction, that the data that was changed actually in the last extraction, we pick that data also. Now, in order to understand that, let's say we pick that data that has been changed since the last regression. We pick that data. So in order to do that, there should be multiple strategies to actually keep track of the changes that have been made in since the last extraction. So that strategy should be available inside our source system. But when we talk about source systems are uh, actually designed to store transactions. And when we talk about storing the transaction, we cannot perform actually, and we cannot do more operations that will actually burden the uh, old DP system. So what the mechanism used to reflect the temporal changes in the data. So again, we in incremental extraction, there should be a mechanism available that actually keep tracks all the changes that has been made inside the data that was actually extracted yesterday. Let's say data was extracted yesterday and that data was brought to the data warehouse. Now today, uh, if a change has been made into the data that was brought uh, yesterday into the data warehouse, if there is any change inside the yesterday's data in the source system, we will have to pick that changes inside the data, and we will have to actually bring the new data also into the data warehouse. So there should be a mechanism available to keep track all the changes that has been made from the last extraction. So but most data warehouse do not support this kind of even more source system do not support this kind of um, strategy to actually keep track of the data. So what data warehouse do, they do not sometimes entire tables of now what data warehouse do, actually they do not use incremental extraction, they actually use full extraction. And in full extraction, all the data inside the source system is brought to the staging area. Then they check that if a change has been made from the how they check, they actually compare the data in the data staging area with the data in the data warehouse. Now that is also uh, decrease the performance of the data warehouse. Now again, how it will decrease the performance, actually you are comparing the data from we are comparing the data that is available in the data staging to the data that is available inside the data warehouse. Uh, let's say we had an entity in our source system, let's say called product. In our product entity, there are 5 products listed in the inside the source system. Let's say you extracted that product's entity data and you put that data inside the data warehouse. After one day, and between that day, let's say a change has been made to a product row. Let's say the description of the product has been changed. After one day, when you will extract the data using full extraction, you will actually bring the data again from source system and you will bring that into the data staging. Now what will data warehouse do? It will actually check that actually it will actually compare all the rows from that product table inside the staging area to the product dimension inside the data warehouse. If a change has been made to a product, then according to dimensional modeling, a new row with the same product information but with different description will be added inside our data warehouse. So mostly data warehouse do not support incremental approach, but they actually, because why they do not support incremental approach, because in order to implement incremental extraction, you will have to actually apply some logic inside the source system that will actually decrease the performance of the source system. So in order to avoid the degradation of performance in source system, the data warehouse actually use full extraction. Now again, when if you apply that logic inside the source system, your performance of the data warehouse, sorry, the source system will actually degrade. That's why the data warehouses do not apply incremental extraction, but they actually use full extraction. Now after studying these two techniques, again we summarize these two techniques that inside full extraction the data is loaded as it is available inside the source system. Inside the incremental extraction, we actually keep track of all the changes inside the source system and since the last extraction, and when we extract the data we actually load all the changes that we have made, and we are all also extract the newly added data inside the transactional system to our staging area. So in incremental extraction, again the overload um, increases inside the OLTP system. So we do not use, mostly we do not use incremental extraction. So let's say what is a physical extraction. So these are the logical things we have discussed, that which type of strategies the data warehouse actually will apply to actually extract the data. Now this is a physical thing, how we extract data from source systems. So there are two types of physical data extraction. First is online extraction. So what is a online extraction data? Now if you have decided that you will actually extract the data using full extraction, it means that you will actually extract the data as it is available inside the source system. Now what is online extraction? After selecting full extraction, you are saying the data extracted directly from source system. Now what we will do, let's say there are different suites of SQL server available. Let's say SQL server database management system is used to actually store the data. There is a software called SSIS, that is called SQL Server Integration Services. What does it do? It actually extracts the data directly from the SQL Server, because they are made by same manufacturer. So um, they and the drivers that are used to actually interact between different software and hardware actually are made by that company. So SSIS actually directly uh, is able to directly get the data from SQL Server. So in online extraction, you actually extract the data directly from source system, from the source system tables. May access source table through an intermediate system. You can actually we access the data from a online system through an intermediate system. What is an intermediate system? So intermediate system can be SQL Server integrated services, but again that system will actually directly get the data from the SQL Server. Again it is saying that intermediate system usually similar to source system. So intermediate systems are just like source system. So in online extraction we are getting the data directly from the source system. Now what is an offline extraction? Of what in online offline extraction we actually do not get data directly from the source system, but what there are different routines or extraction routines available inside the OLTP system that actually uh, extract the data from the source system, and that they store that data on that system in different format. Let's say data inside our SQL server is stored in .sql file, or maybe in .mdf file, and or maybe in a CSV file uh, that is being extracted by your routine inside your OLTP system. Now what data warehouses do, they actually get the data in from those files, not from not directly from SQL Server or not from Oracle, but they actually get the data from those files. That now these files were generated by OLTP system, so that people should not be able to get the data from the uh, source system directly. And what is the disadvantage of getting the data from source system directly is that now source systems are actually recording transaction at all the time, so data is coming at a rapid pace, and when and different bills are being generated on that data inside OLTP system. So when you try to extract the data using a select statement from an OLTP systems, so what it does, it actually uh, iterates all the table inside the all the table data. So when it will try to extract all the table data, so a process will be running on that table, and another process of OLTP of recording transaction is also running. So the when first there was a one process was running which was recording the transaction, and now you are running another process of actually extracting the data directly from the source system, so it will degrade the performance of old division. That's why offline extraction came into. So there are different routines available. Let's say we do use different software to actually let's say we talk about PLSQL developer. It gives us some extraction routines that we can actually extract our data from data warehouse into a flat file, and we can store it on that source, on that system on which the uh, on which our source system is running. Let me give you an example. I was working in with IBM, and IBM was working with Zong. So we were working on a project called CM Park, in which data from all over the Pakistan is brought inside the data warehouse daily at 7 p.m. in the evening. Now the data is brought in form of CSV files or Excel files. We do not we do not get the data. We did not get the data directly from the source system, but actually we were getting the data in form of CSV file. So again, offline extraction is useful in order to enhance the performance of OLTP system. So in online offline extraction, actually what data warehouse do, what actually OLTP system do, they actually create different source files that contains the data that is available inside the data inside the source system. So they actually prepare different files from that data, and they provide those files to the data warehouse so that the data warehouse can actually perform its own ATL steps. So data not extracted directly from source system, instead stays explicitly outside the original source system. Again, data warehouses do not get directly from the source system, but the source system actually create different um, files from their source system data, and actually they provide it to the data warehouse. So data is either already structured or was created by an extraction routine. Again, when an OLTP system try to extract data in form of CSV, so there is a structure of CSV. So data is available inside a CSV file in a structured manner, and and now different routines are also available inside DBMSs that actually extract data from different source files to in a format using different drivers to actually bring the data back into the form that can be stored inside a database. Again, some of the structure that in which the OLTP system can actually extract the data that can be flat files like TXT files, dump files like CSV files, and different archive files, and maybe different they can actually bring the data inside an external table. So what is an external table? External table is also is actually not a file, but it is actually a uh, table inside the database, but it is not part of the schema, but it actually the table actually stores the data in a format so that anyone from different organization or anyone from different connection can actually extract the data using some connection information. So again, when we talk about physical data extraction, what we do, we actually extract the data from, we can actually extract the data from directly from source system or from uh, different file that has been generated by OLTP system. Now, why OLTP system are used? OLTP system are used to record the transaction, and they actually keep the data for, let's say, maximum of 90 days. Let's say some of the OLTP system weak data that is only 1 week older. They do not actually store that, actually could not keep the data that is more older. So again, when the data is extracted from the OLTP system, uh, data can be, so the data, when we move the data from source system to our data staging area, there are different strategies you can follow to actually enhance the performance, or actually to free up the space of the OLTP system. We can actually remove the data from OLTP system, or we can actually copy the data from OLTP system to another format that can be stored on the system, let's say to the flat file. Let's say our weekly data that was extracted from the source system, now we do not need that data inside the OLTP system. What we will do, we'll actually there are different options available. We can actually remove the data, or we can actually copy the data in a different format or different file format. So again, we data moved from the source system, then the data from the OLTP system can be removed. It can be copied on the source system using a different format. Again, staging area used for performance reasons. Now, why the staging area is used for you for actually uh, inside the data warehouse? Again, I already told you that staging area is used to actually transform the data, to cleanse the data. If we try to transform the data and cleanse the data on a source system or on a data warehouse, both are you have their uses. Data OLTP system is used to store the transaction, and data warehouse is used to analyze the transaction. If we try to transform or cleanse the data either on source system or either on data warehouse, so we will need to actually perform more operations, and when we perform more operations either on data warehouse, either on source system, these operations will take CPU time, and it will actually degrade the performance of both the system on which we are running this transformation operation.